How's it going, everyone? Chris here, and welcome back to another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC leak discussion video. In today's video, we are actually going to be taking a look at a leak that a lot of people have overlooked, and it is actually a leak that claims to know the final DLC fighter, as well as future DLC fighters that are going to be joining Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. However, guys, as always, and I cannot stress this enough, just because this guy claims to have credible information about the next Super Smash Bros. Ultimate fighter, as well as future DLC fighters, that does not mean that this leak is going to end up being 100% real, so make sure you guys take it with a grain of salt, and realize that I'm talking about this just for fun. If you guys would like to read while I talk, you can find a link to the original post in the description bar down below, and now, with all of that out of the way, I have to tell you guys where this leak came from. So guys, this leak was sent in to me by one of my subscribers on my Discord server, so if you guys haven't already joined up, you can find a link to my Discord, as well as links to all of my other social media presences, such as my Twitter, Twitch, and Patreon, in the description bar down below, as well as the pinned comment. Now guys, this leak comes from 4chan, so let's go ahead and take a look at it, shall we? So guys, like I said, this leak comes from 4chan, and it is titled Smash Smash Smash, and it is posted by The Anonymous. It starts by saying, "This is me and my sources got. 5th DLC will be Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia. His moveset is almost the same like in Super Smash Flash 2, and he was based off of Pit since he also has 2 swords, but swords are not bigger like Pit has. His stage will be the Tower of Salvation. He will be announced alongside Terry Bogard's release or at the Game Awards. If he manages to be announced at Terry Bogard's release, expect another announcement at the Game Awards. The whole roster is going to consist of 90 fighters, and most of them are third party. The Smash Ballot will be returning in 2020. Expect an update for all the characters during 2020. A video package just like on E3 2018, it will be a major change to the fighters. Now the Smash team are confused if they will add Sora or Geno, since they saw the ballot wherein Sora is highly requested. Geno will be the same in-game whether as a fighter or as a costume. Geno as a fighter will say that spirits are not deconfirmed fighters. Tracer from Overwatch will have a Mii costume and a music track too. It will be announced during Terry's release. Nintendo is negotiating a deal with Activision for Crash or Spyro 4 Smash. Expect it as the first character out of the Fighter's Pass. So now that we've gone over the entire post, let's talk about it a little bit. So guys, the first thing that I want to go ahead and say is that similar to the leak that we covered yesterday, this leak was extremely hard to read because it sounds like this person, English is not their first language. Now, we have seen leaks like this before where either people are trying to trick us into believing they work for like Nintendo of Japan and that's how they have this information, or sometimes it actually is someone working from Nintendo of Japan and like, yeah, English is not their first language, so they use something like Google Translate. Either way though guys, although this is pretty difficult to read, that does not automatically deconfirm it as fake, so let's go ahead and talk about the characters. So first up we have Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia. Now, Lloyd Irving is definitely a character that we've started talking about a lot on this channel. I mean, it seems like in a lot of the leaks that we've started covering, Lloyd Irving has been one of the characters that like people just love talking about. I'm not exactly sure why, but I do know that Lloyd Irving is extremely popular over in Japan. Now, similar to Hero, if we do get Lloyd Irving, it will probably be because there is a Tales game that is coming to the Nintendo Switch, and they want to go ahead and try to popularize it over here in the West. Now, they don't usually do that for all the characters, but we have to remember, guys, that the Western fanbase for Super Smash Bros. Is not the only fanbase in the world, so I have a feeling that Sakurai at some point is probably going to add in another one of these characters, because if you guys take a look at that fan ballot we covered a couple of weeks ago, we actually saw that in Japan, Lloyd Irving was the #1 pick, so obviously, he has a very good chance of making it in, especially if Sakurai is still listening to the fans. Next up, one of the things that I am very curious about is that he says that he is going to be revealed either alongside Terry Bogard or at the Game Awards. Now, obviously, guys, this is a way for fake leakers to backtrack because, like, they say, oh, like, these are the 2 most likely release dates, he's going to release at one of these, when in all actuality, they probably already decided when they're going to announce this next character. personally, guys, I wouldn't be shocked at all if we did end up seeing Lloyd Irving at the next Game Awards. I mean, it makes a ton of sense to see a new character announced at such a big event, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Now, the next thing that throws me off a little bit is that he says that the whole roster is going to consist of 90 fighters, and most of it is third party, when that definitely isn't true. I assume he's talking about the DLC fighters when he says that most of them are going to consist of like third party characters, but either way, most of the characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate are first party characters. I mean, heck, all of the Mario characters and all of the Pokemon characters pretty much make up for all of the DLC characters that are third party, so yeah. Like, I don't think he was referring to the whole roster. I think he was just referring to, like, the DLC fighters. Also, apparently we are going to be getting a Smash Ballot returning in 2020. Now, if this is the case, I wouldn't be surprised at all. As we know, Sakurai absolutely loves to listen to the fans and adding characters that we just want. I mean, we got King K. Rool, Banjo-Kazooie, Ridley, like, all of these characters that we really wanted to see in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Sakurai listened to us, so I wouldn't be shocked at all if he started doing another ballot, or if he just started doing consistent ballots for us to vote on which characters that we want to see. Also, another thing that I'm a little bit confused about is that we should expect an update for all the characters in 2020. It says that there's going to be major changes to the fighters, and I kind of wonder if he's referring to like new movesets or just the way they move and other stuff like that. I think it'd be super cool if they did something with the movesets personally. I mean, if they did get like revamped movesets, that would just be absolutely awesome and keep making Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as fresh as it could be. Next up, this leaker claims that they haven't decided if they are going to add Sora or Geno to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now at this point, guys, I am definitely way more leaning towards Geno at this point. I think that Geno has a much stronger chance of making it into the game, just because it does seem like Geno is a more popular character. However, if we take a look at that fan ballot once again, Sora is like the most popular character in the West as well as in Europe, and the second most popular character in Japan, so I guess if they could end up getting the rights to Sora, they could probably add him in. I'm going to make a whole other video about Sora's chances a little bit later for those of you guys who really want to see him join Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But for right now, if we do end up getting Sora in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and then we later get a Geno Mii costume, I still think that's kind of the best of both worlds. I mean, then we'd get Sora and we'd still have a version of Geno in the game. Now, in terms of the confusion, that actually kind of, like, the more I'm talking about it, the more it actually kind of makes sense, because I'm sure that Square Enix is like, you can have one or the other, like, Sora's gonna be a lot harder to get, we'll give you Geno for a lot cheaper. However, maybe Sakurai's taking a look at it and he's like, like, Geno would be really cool, but so would Sora. I think Sora would make a lot of fans really happy, so I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see for right now. Also, apparently, Tracer from Overwatch is going to get a Mii costume and a music track. Now, a lot of people were speculating for a really long time that we might actually see Tracer from Overwatch in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a playable character, but if we just get her as a Mii costume, that means the people who want to see an Overwatch character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate would be happy, because at the very least, we are getting her as a Mii costume. Like, yeah, I understand that not everybody loves Mii costumes, but like, if they do get a Mii costume in Smash, that at least means that there's somebody, so hopefully we do actually end up getting Tracer as a Mii costume. I don't really want her as a playable character, but I think a Mii costume would be just fine. And finally, guys, apparently Nintendo is negotiating a deal with Activision for Crash or Spyro. Now, in terms of these characters, guys, I definitely think that we are going to get Crash over Spyro. I mean, Crash Bandicoot seemed to do a lot better on a lot of the different fan ballots, and he has a much stronger presence on Nintendo consoles than Spyro does, and Crash Bandicoot just seems like he'd fit in a little bit better than Spyro would. But for those of you guys who are fans of Spyro, I mean, Sakurai works in very mysterious ways. We could think we're only getting Crash Bandicoot, and then a little on down the line, we could end up seeing Spyro in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so for right now, we're just gonna have to wait and see. However, guys, with all of that being said, do I believe that this league is real? Honestly, guys, I'm not 100% sure. I do think it'd be super cool if we did end up getting Sora in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as well as Crash Bandicoot, but I'm not a huge fan of Lloyd Irving. I'm not exactly sure if he has a very strong chance of making it into the game, just because he's kind of a wild card factor at this point, so for right now, I'm just going to say that this leak is possible, but I am leaning towards more unlikely than not. However, guys, with all of that being said, let me know your thoughts about this leak in the comment section down below. Do you guys believe that this leak is real, and would you be happy if it was? Why or why not? Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.